Hello, what's happening? I'm going to my favorite yarn festival today, and it is pouring rain outside, and that's really hindering me from picking out a cute outfit. I have no idea what I want to wear. Checkered, like, little baby doll dress, and then I could throw whatever I want on top. I'm not doing a sweater. No. What if I just do good old reliable? Okay, let's put it on. Let's see how I feel. I think I'm just gonna go kind of basic with the necklace. These are actually earrings that I made myself. So cute. More passion, more energy, more I accept this outfit today. Don't look at that. Here's the outfit. Cute, and I'm just not even gonna bring an umbrella with me. I'm just going to face the elements. Okay, so here's what the Fiber Festival kind of looks like. It's literally just like huge pavilions filled with all different kinds of vendors, sheep shows, like everything. Of course, my favorite part of these festivals is visiting all of the animals and kissing them and loving them and telling them how special they are. Be aware, if you are an animal kisser like I am, there is a strong possibility that you will get snot on you. And that is just a risk that I take because I want to kiss as many little sheepy faces as I possibly can. Also, one of my favorite things to watch is the sheep herding, and watching like the sheep dogs work is so cool. And I feel like I'm always herding my animals, alpacas, sheep, and I like to watch them and I like to watch how they move. And then when I'm trying to herd my animals, I try and just, become the sheepdog. All right, so I had so much fun at the festival. I got to meet so many really cool farmers and dyers and spinners and weavers, and like the fiber community and the farming community is just like so cool, and I just love it and it's great. And when I'm trying to look for yarn at these kinds of things, I always like to get yarn that is like cool or interesting, or like I just know I'm not going to see it anywhere else. So this is also an event that like I like to splurge at, so I allow myself to splurge at this event. Okay, I feel like I say that about everything. I might have to reevaluate that. So my first stop was Robin Lennon. I love her. She's an amazing designer in New Jersey. She uses lots of vintage textiles, and I just got this really pretty pink scarf. A collector of many things, and one of those collections is scarves. Okay, the maple syrup people got me because I was just passing by this maple syrup stand, and they're like, oh, do you want to try our maple cream? I'm like, sure. They're like, it's going to change your life. I tried it and it changed my life. My life is forever changed. Nutella, but like maple flavored. Like, it's so freaking good. And I actually was going to the store to get granola, and they had granola there. So I was like, okay, I'll save myself a trip from the grocery store. So I got granola. And then I also got these like maple pecans. Pecans? How are we saying it now? Are we doing pecans or pecans? Because I'm good at either way. But yeah, woman-owned maple business, and they have like a huge maple farm in Worthington, Massachusetts. So go check them out. I'll leave all the links to the cool people that I talked to down below. I went to Chelsea Yarns. I always go to her booth. I can only be in her booth for a limited amount of time because I will just like, start to convulse. So I got a lot of mohair, and I got this beautiful purple like amethyst color. This next color is called pistachio, like a spooky green color. It almost looks like glow in the dark. And then I got this like, what's it called? This color is called golden goose. I also got some yarn from Primrose Yarn. I love their Roan collection. And then I got some yarn from their Forage collection, like this dusty rose. It's called sandstone kind of color. And I had to go to my girl, Vita Lifestyle. Again, a beautiful canvas tote. These bags are on point today, girls. So I just got this beautiful blue color. And then I also just got this like neon, I had to get it. It just like caught my eye. It's like neon pink mohair. Like, stop it. It's so cool. Anyway, that's my mini haul. It's so cool just meeting different farmers and fiber artists. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I'm like, you people get me. You get me. I think tomorrow I'm gonna start just like going in on my feed bag, tote bags. So that'll be fun. I have an insane amount of feed bags that I have to turn into tote bags. This isn't even all of it. Like, yeah. So I have so many amazing vintage textiles that I want to use for these feed bags, but I can't really get to the fun stuff until I do the hard work of cleaning like 50 plus feed bags. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so I start off by cutting the bottom of the bag because that is going to allow me to flip the bag inside out easier. And then I just hose off the outside, flip it inside out, and then I hose off the inside, and I'm just getting rid of all the dust and molasses. And I've tried cleaning these with like my hand and a paper towel, and it just doesn't really get that like molassesy like feed bag smell. But this, hosing it down, such a power move. I got all of the like feed farmy smells out of it. Smells like a frickin' daisy. And then I just let them out to sunbathe until they're dry. And that's all I did. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Come on, boys, let's go get some breakfast. And they're all gonna poop.
Are you ready for breakfast?
Oh, good morning, little mama woman. Hello, welcome to day 2 of getting these feed bags together. Yesterday I did all of the cleaning. Now today I'm doing all of the cutting, and then tomorrow I'll be doing all of the sewing. I'm obviously not in my usual craft room today. I am in my basement because my entire house is a construction zone. It's actually really nice because I can actually spread out down here. So that's fabulous. Okay, moving on. I am just cutting up all of the bags. I'm starting out by cutting the straps off the top of the bag, and then I cut off a big chunk of the bottom of the bag because I like having a nice square tote. And when the tote bags are too long, they're just like not really that usable on like a day-to-day basis. I'm prepping all of my feed bags and cutting them all. It took me a whole bunch of hours. You know how it is. And it's time to break out the textiles. I've spent all summer sourcing secondhand and vintage fabrics from so many different thrift stores, and I basically just lay out the bags, cut out the lining, and I'm cutting out long strips of fabric for the straps of the bag. Some bags have pockets in them, some don't. I was just kind of like feeling out the vibe, and I decided to cut out fabric for only like 10 bags because if I cut out fabric for all 30 bags, like what if I hate it? So I'm gonna do this batch by batch. Once I'm all done for today, tomorrow I'm gonna get started on the sewing. And then I tuck everything nicely into the bag, and then I put it in my done pile, and now I have like 3 more bags to go. Great, love it. Good morning. All right, today's big sewing day. I start out by sewing the straps of my bag, and then I start sewing all of the fabric for the straps and also for the lining. Then I like smoosh everything together, and that creates the tote bag, and they're so fabulous, and I wish I had the vocabulary to explain to you what I'm doing in a more in-depth fashion, but I do have another tutorial that you can go check out. And then once I'm done smooshing everything together and sewing everything and putting so much trust in myself and my sewing machine and my sewing needle, here is the final product. Do we love? Are we living and laughing and loving? I love these. I think they turn out so fabulous. And I'm actually getting better at sewing, which feels good. I'm not crying in the craft room anymore. I don't know if you noticed, but I also crocheted this little number this week, and I'm gonna show you how I made it right now. So for my little side crochet project, I started off with a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook and regular size 4 yarn from the craft store. Here are all the different puzzle pieces. I started by making my little shoulder flap is what I'm gonna call it. And I chained 30 plus 1 and I did 75 rows for that. So that comes out to 8 inches by 40 inches for the entire thing. And then for the body of the piece, I did make 2 of these. I chained 42 plus 1 and I did 25 rows, which comes out to about 10.5 inches by 13.5 inches. And then I also made 2 sleeves as well. I chained 82 plus 1 and I did about 22 rows, which comes out to about 12 inches by 23.5 inches. And for all of the pieces that I made, I did a back loop only double crochet so I could get some good stretch. And I also just really like that ribbed texture. It's very sexy and I like it. Once I had all my pieces put together, this is how I laid it out. So I have the body on top and the body below, and then the 2 sides are the sleeves. And I needed a really big gap in the middle because that's where I'm going to be putting my shoulders, and it just has to be able to fit around my entire body, not just my neck, like if you were making a sweater. In each of the corners where I'm seaming, I only seamed maybe like 5 or 6 stitches per corner. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And yeah, once I stitched my little corners together, then I flipped over the piece and then I seamed together the body, the armpit, and the sleeve. And I like to seam with a slip stitch. That's my favorite method of seaming. So once the body and the sleeves were connected, I tried it on and this is what it's looking like. Oh my gosh. So cute. Hello, girl. And now it's time to seam together the shoulder flap. Just take into consideration you want this to have a lot of stretch. Seam this very, very loosely if you can. It will make this so much more comfortable. And then once my shoulder flap was all seamed together, I took some ribbon. This is just from the craft store. Michael's was actually having a sale. And I just marked out where I wanted this like corset-y kind of lacing, and I just laced all the way down the sleeve. And I did have to finagle this and maybe redo this a couple of times just so I could get everything looking symmetrical on either side. So if you mess up the first time, it's okay to do it again. And yeah, after I did my little ribbon detail, here is the final look. Let's chat about this piece. Okay, let's be positive before we're negative. Let's have positive self-talk. I really like this piece. I think it looks super flattering. I really like how the ribbon turned out. Like, it looks just Pinterest girly enough without feeling like very try hard, and it's really comfortable too. And if something's not comfortable, like, I'm just not gonna wear it. Positive talk out of the way. Now let's just be a little critical. So I feel like if I were to make this again, I would go about the construction of this slightly different. Instead of this little flap being a separate piece, I should have put the body and the arms together, and then I could have just crocheted this right onto the body and the arms without making this a separate piece. So that would have just been like less seaming for me. It's a little scene change because, you know, the lighting needs to light. So one last like little critique, I could have made the body just a little bit longer. I do wear all of my pants like extremely high-waisted, a la Steve Urkel, so it's not like the most important thing, but if I were to make this again, I'd make the body slightly longer. So I feel like I slayed this. Did she slay? I think she slew. Thanks for crafting with me. And tune in next time because I will definitely be crafting up some chaos and possibly crying in the craft room. So yeah, make sure to like and subscribe for not only crafting stuff, but also farm stuff and laughs and giggles and only a couple tears. Bye.